What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Guys, we have NFL playoffs this weekend, divisional round, and I have my 4 favorite plays for you in these Saturday games. Ooh, we got some good ones. But first, before we get into tonight's picks, quick recap from this past Friday night NBA picks. I went 1-3. Really bad. Matas Buzelis was the only guy to go over his line. Igor Demon didn't score nearly enough, put up any statistics up on the board. Only 7 combined points, rebounds, and assists. We needed like 15 or 16. Not good. Donovan Mitchell and Tyrese Maxey fell short of their lines. That game almost went to overtime. If it did, we probably would have gone 3-1 instead of 1-3. So that really sucks. But we're moving on. The NBA's in the past. We're focused on NFL playoffs this weekend. We got tunnel vision. All right, I'm taking all 4 of my plays for this NFL Saturday on Betr. If you're new to Betr or you're not on the platform, go sign up. Use my code TEACH10. You'll get a free $10 deposited just for signing up, and then you'll get a $200 signing bonus, $200 deposit bonus on your first deposit in the app. All right. Also, Betr is going to give you a Brock Purdy free square, so if he has to get 1 passing yard, you boost out your lineup for that game, for those picks. And if you haven't got on Chalkboard yet, go ahead and get on Chalkboard. Use my same code TEACH10. It'll get you a 100% deposit match on Chalkboard, so up to $100 bonus cash. Chalkboard's also handing out profit boosts pretty much every single day, so go check it out for free. So get on that app. All right. Enough of that. No, enough yapping. Let's get into today's picks for Saturday football. Playoffs are here. It's getting real. The playoffs are heating up, and this is my favorite play of the day. Who other than Jackson Smith-Njigba, over 6.5 receptions. Seahawks with the 1 seed. They're well rested. 49ers are coming into Seattle. Seahawks are looking to make some noise. Jackson Smith-Njigba will be well rested for this game. It's playoff time. JSN's been the go-to guy for Seattle all season. You're telling me he's not going to catch 7 balls in this game? Like, come on. Look at this, minus 156. Look at every platform is favoring this up to at least minus, well, call sheet not, but minus 120 plus. Like, ton of value there. He's hit this in 7 of his last 10 games, where he's averaging almost 7 catches per game. Did miss it in this last game against the 49ers in that last game of the regular season. So, yeah, that's something to think about. But the 49ers are really bad at defending passes. 30th in the league, so they're 3rd worst in the league in receptions allowed, giving up over 23 receptions per game. 22nd in the league to receivers, giving up over 12 receptions per game. And Jackson Smith-Njigba has been the guy all season. So he's gone over this in 4 of his last 5. Target share, look at this. Almost over 35% target share. The next closest guy is Cooper Kupp. Remember him? Only 15% target share. And then A.J. Barner with pretty much 15% as well. And then it's running back. Yeah, not good. I mean, Jackson Smith-Njigba was the guy. Look at this. I mean, over 9 targets per game, catching 74% of those, so almost 7 receptions on 9 targets. Like, that's really good. Look, 6 for 8 in those last game against the 49ers, so he was right there. Just need 1 more ball. 9 for 12 the game before that. 8 and 12, 8 for 13 the game before that. 7 for 9 the game before that. 7 for 10 the game before that. So, like, I mean, he's getting the ball thrown to him pretty much double digits every single game for their last 5 games. And he's hit it in 4 of his last 5. So, as long as we continue that, Darnold doesn't do some dumb shit. He's not seeing ghosts out there. Jackson Smith-Njigba is going over this line. He's gonna catch like 9 or 10 balls. Like, you kidding me? I wouldn't be surprised if he catches like 3 balls on the first drive, and it's just like, oh yeah, we're clearly gonna hit this easy. But there's always ups and downs with this. Again, all my picks are for education and entertainment purposes only. So tail at your own risk, fade at your own risk as well, because I've been cold. But that's that. That's my best play of the day. Moving on to pick number 2. Demarcus Robinson. Oh, go back. Demarcus Robinson over 25.5 receiving yards. Now, a bit of a strange one because Demarcus Robinson has pretty much been a nobody this season for the 49ers. Hasn't done anything. Only hit this in 4 of his last 10 games. Looking back in the division against the game where they scored a bunch of points but also gave up a ton of points, so they were throwing the ball a lot. Same situation here, a game where they scored almost 40 points. So, yeah, he got a little bit of the share. Again, scored over 40 points, got a little bit of the share. And then the playoffs come around, and it starts to change a little bit. George Kittle gets hurt in this game, tears his Achilles, so that eats up a lot of target share. Had over 100 yards receiving against the Eagles, who are top 10 defense in the league. You could argue maybe top 5. It's absolutely crazy. He had, 6 receptions on 7 targets. The most targets he's had all season. I mean, look at this. Done nothing all season virtually. And then playoffs come around, bam, over a 100-yard game. Brock Purdy's seeing something. He's going to have to adjust now that Kittle's not even going to be playing the full game. You can't just give it to McCaffrey every single play, whether it's handing it off or passing it to him. You're going to have to get other guys involved like Demarcus Robinson, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings. What I saw from Demarcus Robinson last week was very impressive. I think he continues that. 25.5 feels disrespectfully low after his performance last game and what they're probably going to game plan to do. He's going to get the ball a lot more than he has all season. He probably is going to get targeted a similar amount. I have 7 targets. That sounds about right for this game. Especially if Seattle gets out to a lead early like they have on some teams in this season where they just kind of blow teams out and then teams are behind and they got to pass more. If Purdy's going to pass more, it's only more chances for Demarcus Robinson because the Seattle defense is tough. But they're really good at stopping the run. Not as good necessarily in receiving yards, 12th in the league. So they give up over 212 receiving yards per game. But they do defend receivers very well. But I think the 49ers are going to have a lot of chances. I do think Seattle wins this game by a sizable amount. But, hey, you never know about last game. And it's a divisional opponent. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But I like Demarcus Robinson to at least get 26 receiving yards after what he did last week. So not overthinking this one at all. All right, guys. Common theme with these picks. So Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? Star player, flashy pick, sure. Demarcus Robinson, you're like, oh, I wouldn't have expected that. Kind of similar for these next 2 picks-ish. Third play, we're going Bo Nix under 212.5 passing yards. Here's why. He's gone under this line in 5 of his last 10 games. He's averaging well over at 237.5. It's like, why are you going under? Well, that's fair. Well, look at his last 2 games. Against the Chiefs, who had nothing to play for this season because their season was already over. They got eliminated from the playoffs a while ago because they can't beat anyone in their division. Broncos only won by a touchdown in a 20-13 game. Chiefs are still a pretty good defense when it comes to against the pass, but they didn't have anything to play for, and Bo Nix was still trying to lock up the 1 seed because the Patriots still had an opportunity to catch them in the standings, right? So, he only goes for 182 passing yards. Nothing flashy. Then they go and play the Chargers. Score 19 points. He'll hold the Chargers to 3 points. But he only threw for 141 passing yards. Chargers are a top 5 passing defense. Okay. Buffalo is the best passing defense in the league by far. They're giving up less than 160 passing yards per game. The Bills, yes. 212.5. That feels like a good line to me. Unless this somehow turns into a shootout and, Bo Nix throws one to a guy, he breaks one for like 60, 70 yards, and then you're kind of toast after that. Like, so what? I think Bo Nix is also going to have to run a lot more as well, use his legs. Same with every quarterback that's mobile in the playoffs. They're going to have to run. You got to get creative and get first downs and keep drives alive. I just think I just think the Bills are going to shut down Bo Nix. I could see the Bills rolling in this matchup easy. But that Broncos defense is tough as well. That's on the other side. But Bo Nix under 212.5 passing yards, locking it up. Again, getting some decent value at minus 120. Pretty good, so I'll take that. All right. Now, for our fourth and final pick, we're going with Brandon Cooks over 27.5 receiving yards. Didn't think that name would pop up on this channel ever. I thought he would retire before I even bet on him. But some circumstances from last game, the Bills played in against the Jags, have kind of led me to take this pick. And I kind of was thinking about it last week after the game ended. But Curtis Samuel, questionable. Might play. Gabe Davis tears his ACL last game. Tyrell Shavers tears his ACL last game. Who's going to play receiver for the Bills? Well, it's going to be Khalil Shakir. Everyone knows Shakir. Brandon Cooks and Keon Coleman. Those are your three main guys right now. So, Keon Coleman's kind of been like a where have you been all season kind of dude. Shakir's been the main guy at receiver. It's been more the tight ends, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, kind of taking on that role of receiving. But if we look down here for Brandon Cooks, or he's only hit this in 2 out of 10 games. Looking at the entire season as a whole, hasn't done anything. What is this? Combined less than like 200 receiving yards up until the last 2 games, right? Goes for over 100 yards against the Eagles, who I just mentioned earlier for Demarcus Robinson, top 10 defense. Goes for over 100 yards. And then against the Jags, a tough divisional opponent, goes for 58 receiving yards in his last 2 games. Well, obviously something's changed. And in the Jags game, Tyrell Shavers and Gabe Davis both tear their ACLs. So now you're down 2 more receivers to put there as options. So Brandon Cooks is going to have to get more targets. Like, it's not even like just like, oh, it might happen. No, it's going to have to happen, or else the Bills are going to lose. Straight up. Looking at these the receptions and targets, these last 2 games, 4 receptions on 6 targets, 3 receptions on 5 targets. Average yards per reception, 12.7. We get 2 receptions, we're probably good. We're going to probably get at least 3, probably more, probably 5 or 6, because I don't know who Josh Allen's going to throw the ball to unless Josh Allen runs for like 100 yards this game, which would be absolutely absurd. But like I said, this Denver defense is incredible. 11th in the league in receiving yards allowed. They only give up 212 receiving yards per game. The wide receivers, slightly worse, but giving up 130-plus receiving yards per game. So Brandon Cook's going to have to get that share, or it's going to have to be a Shakir game, or Keon Coleman's going to have to come out of the woods and do something. Or maybe it's just the tight ends. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe James Cook just has the game of his life too. Who knows? Who knows? But Brandon Cooks over 27.5 receiving yards, it's going to happen. All right. Now, let's recap these 4 plays for y'all for this Saturday. Starting off with Jackson Smith and Jigba over 6.5 receptions. My favorite play. Demarcus Robinson over 25.5 receiving yards. Bo Nix under 212.5 passing yards. And Brandon Cooks over 27.5 receiving yards. All right, so those are the 4 plays for this Saturday. If you guys haven't signed up to the Pickett app, what are you guys doing? The Pickett app syncs up all of your sports books that you use for betting across all the different platforms, because, we all take different picks on different lines, But Pickett syncs up all those books into one spot so you can see your combined record. You can see your balances. Don't have to switch back and forth between all your apps and transfer money around. Pickett's actually going to pay you to sign up to use their app. No catch at all, no subscription service. It's totally free. They're going to give you $3 or $100 directly into your Venmo or PayPal. All you got to do is download the Pickett app, use my promo code TH10, sync up a sports book that has at least 10 bets placed on it, and you will get that deposit. So free shot at $100. Take it, guys. I don't know about y'all, but it's free money. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you do enjoy these videos. I love putting these ones out. This is going to be one of my longer videos, like 15 minutes, but Love putting these videos out for you. It's NFL playoffs, man. It's exciting. And I will see you tomorrow for NFL divisional round Sunday picks.